You know, it is kind of obvious already. However, my review video will probably always be 1 or 2 or even 3 days late from now on. Mainly it's because it's easier for me to get the name down of the skill into the video presentation, and also so that I don't have to feel worried about rushing from the character announcement review and then to the character official review, which I only have 1 day to do. Anyway, our new unit this time is Alrond, a unit who is already good. It should probably have been released after the Swan and Walisha, but then the schedule is all messed up again. And also he got buff again, which is like, why? He's already a good unit, except they make him even better. Alrond, my absolutely favorite NPC from Octopath 2, is a Billionaire, and in this game he is a multitask merchant, as in he is a merchant who can do a lot of stuff, and he is really good at doing a lot of stuff. However, the main thing that he is known for is his ability to restore ult gauge and ult charge. All of his skill got buffed from the JP version. In JP, these skills were higher health, but these were 4-hit single target that become 5-hit. They become 5-hit at max boost and AoE at 2 boost point usage. So all of them are now being changed to 5-hit at base, 5-hit AoE at base, and 6-hit when max boost. Higher health here has 3 variants. Variant 1 is a sword attack that can hit dagger and sword attack hit lance and axe. Also grant the entire team 2 tons of attack buff. Higher health dancer is a fan attack that inflict debuff down that can also hit dagger and bow. And there's also a tome version where it hit a stab version that hit tome and light and also grant your entire team HP barrier. So yes, he totally has all of the physical weakness coverage, and he makes sure to use all of them AoE on top of that. It's like Cecily, but like less damage, but like more multi-hit, and more support. His buff and debuff should not be used alone. Don't use him as a sole buffer and debuffer. Use it in combination with the other buffer or debuffer, probably a DPS who also has some form of buffing skill too. So you stack that buffing skill with this buffing skill, so now you either cap out the buffing skill at 30% or also debuff at 30% down. The higher health cleric is the one that I use the least because mainly because of the weakness. Honestly, the other two already cover the weakness so well, and it's rarely you want HP barrier because your other healer is already sustaining your team good enough, especially if that healer is Shanna. So higher health cleric can be mostly replaced with his other skill. You don't have his A2, which is also a buff skill, a new buff skill that was also got buff. Merchant Guild, previously in JP, only would give the 1 boost point to Merchant. However, now in Global, it gives 1 boost point to everyone too. So it's really good. It's not boost point regen, but 1 boost point restoration is 1 boost point restoration. As for his notable passive, one of his passives also got buff. When he swapped to the back row, he gained 5 boost points and also grant the entire front row 15% attack up, which is essentially a Lynette passive. Wow, Lynette passive in this day and age. Kinda rare. Still useful though. His second passive is the most useful one in his kit, is that at the end of the turn, everyone restore 40% ult gauge. Also 1% SP restore, however this 1% SP restore is very, very little. Like I have no idea why they cannot make it at least like 5%, like at least buff this part at least. 1%, if you are someone with 600 SP, you are gaining 6 SP back per turn, and that's not a lot at all, so might as well just ignore the SP restoration part. It's only good for the boost point, the ult charge restoration part. It has synergy with his ultimate too, because his ultimate restores 60% ult gauge to everyone, and this passive restores 40% ult gauge to everyone, so totally at the end of the turn you will restore a total of 100% ult gauge. And lastly, his ultimate, his very, very strong ultimate, is a buff and also a small nerf. So what's changed about this ultimate is that now the ultimate always goes last, which for right now that should be just an overall buff. However, later on when Ultimate 20 is released, which I think Netties did not account for this is a buff and also a nerf, so I guess you call this a change. It's not that super big of a nerf though, so I guess it should be fine. There's this interaction where if Alrond go first, right, and someone has no ult charge and they are currently max boosting, when Alrond restore the ult to them, they will already instantly gain back the 100% ult gauge from the boost point charging. And then they will also gain the extra 60 from Alrond ultimate. But now that Alrond always go last, It means that the character will not get the ult charge they would have got if they used that 3 boost points when Alrond was restoring to them before they... hopefully I didn't mess up my words somewhere. So essentially they only get back 100%, 60 from Alrond ult, 40% from Alrond passive, instead of getting back like 200% had they been restored when Alrond was going first. And this is mostly noticeable if you do a cascade lock. For me in JP, assuming in the previous battle I already used all my ultimate, then I would go onto the next fight, turn 1, I would boost max on my character and have Alrond use his ult to restore the ult charge, so I get all my ult gauge back. Turn 2, then I use my level 20 ultimate. But now, you can't do that anymore, so it kind of sucks. Overall, it's not that big of a nerf though. There's other good sides to this change is that obviously you can have all your character go first now without having to worry about Alrond not restoring someone ult because they go too fast. So in a way it's a change. There's good side and there's downside. Anyway, this is a really good ultimate. It's botch low ultimate, but it's also restore your ult charge and it essentially let you keep max boosting twice in a row. Or no, not max boosting, letting you use ultimate twice in a row back to back without having to worry about stuff like using pet to gain the boost point recharge back. And it's getting even better when Ultimate 20 arrive onto the global server, so if you can, do get his U10 if possible. For review, I am giving Alrond a 9 out of 10. He do so much stuff for one unit. Outside the obvious ult charge, he can do multi-hit, he can hit all weakness, he can buff, he can debuff, he can heal, he can give boost points, he can revive also, and also give like SP restoration. He can do so many stuff in one, and he excel at 1 or 2 of the things he does. A lot of character now in the future will rely on the ultimate as like one of the main skill. Essentially, Kinda and Tiziano will also be like that too. And I think right now, you know, like Oscar and Sazantos also depends, well, Sazantos EX also depending on the ultimate too. So getting Alrond is extremely beneficial for those characters, especially when you go into those cascade lock fight. If you want a character that can hit all physical weakness constantly 6 times, and also allowing your character to keep spamming the ultimate every cascade fight without having to worry about saving it for the final fight and stuff, then do get Alrond. He is a really good unit and you will appreciate his value even more when Ultimate 20 arrives. And as usual, here are the score for the upcoming 8 unit coming into the game. They really need to release Kinda and Tiziano soon because at this point I might drop the point by 1 because the release is so close to parties at this point. Do remind that the score is not final, it might get changed either on character release order or on them getting buff.